Yo, what's up, guys? It's me, Brandon. I just wanted to give you this video because, well, yeah, I got those two. Because, because I support. Trying to think. Because I support people with disabilities. I support people with disabilities because. Oh, son of a. Yeah, this has been happening to me a lot today. Yeah, that's been happening a lot. But yeah, that's the reason why I wanted to buy those two, was because I love people with extra abilities, as I call it. I love people with prosthetic limbs, with, you know, with being in a wheelchair, because I am physically disabled. And I have seen people with prosthetic limbs and people with people with prosthetic limbs and people with being in a wheelchair throughout my entire life. Throughout my entire life, I have seen it. I've seen it with people. And the reason I wanted to buy those two was because, well, I want to support the message. And the message is nothing can stop you, even if you're physically disabled. Nothing can stop you. You know, basically it's you put your mind to do whatever it is you want, and nobody's gonna stop you. Even if you're physically disabled, nobody's gonna stop you. And at first, when I saw that, I was like, "Gee whiz!" The question was, "Gee whiz!" I wish they had people. I wish they had toys like this for people that were born in the 90s and 80s and 70s and 60s. The majority of the people that were disabled at that time, even though they were institutionalized. But I just wish that it didn't take as long as it should have been. With all toy companies doing the pushing for disabled rights and disabled advocates and all that, I just wish they didn't take as long as it should have been. It should have not been long, you know. That's the whole message as to why I bought those two, was because the message is clear. You can do you can do anything that you want to be. You can do anything that you want. Even if you're physically disabled, nothing's going to stop you. And that's the reason why I bought them. And not for any other reasons why. Because me, as a physically disabled person, this is the right step to including everybody. And I just wish that something like this should have happened when I was a kid. Unfortunately, it didn't. Because when I was a kid, girls had their set of toys and boys had their set of toys. Nobody was inclusive back in the 90s. Nobody was. Nobody. Today, even in today's world, when there's a physically disabled person, let's say a prosthetic limb person, they're highly accepted as being normal. But when I was growing up in the 90s, it was quite unusual. Because let's say if the same person went to the same restaurant in the 90s, people would have already labeled him or her as hideous and grotesque and a monster, when they had no idea for what they went through. They had no idea. And now I'm happy. I'm happy because toy companies are making everybody included, which I like. Yeah, that's why I like it, because toy companies are making everybody included. Lego is, Mattel is, basically every other toy company that's not a superhero toy company is making sure everybody's been represented. And I love it. But that is the whole reason why I bought those two, is because they were physically disabled and they had a prosthetic limb, which I thought was cool. Because I love people. No matter what their extraordinary ability is, if they're in a wheelchair or have a prosthetic limb, I treat them with respect. I treat everybody, whether if they're disabled or not, or whether if they're disabled or not, whether if they're in a different race or religion or not, I treat everybody the same. Because we already have enough problems in this country and this entire world. We don't need more problems. We just don't need more problems. And we don't need more people to cause those problems. And that's why I support people with extraordinary abilities, along with people with different religions and different backgrounds and different races. I treat everybody as the same, whether they're physically disabled or not, whether their skin color is different or not, whether they're in a different religion or not. I treat everybody the same. I just don't really have any hate in myself. I don't like being hated. I don't like being hateful. It causes a lot of problems, and it's very, very, very toxic. But what can I do? Oh, wait, I just said toxic. It's very, 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 very irresponsible. That's what I was going to say. I can't believe I said toxic. Kind of like the Aquaman writer, huh? You guys know the current Aquaman writer made Black Manta a toxic human being. But I digress. I am not one of those irresponsible, irrational, emotional people. I treat everyone the same, no matter what the skin color or religion or whether if they have a physical disability or not. I treat everybody the same. And that's the reason why I bought those two. So, hopefully everybody can understand the reason why. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.